Hey, Cancer, welcome back. This is Cosmic Boogeyman. We're going to do a timeline read for you. Keep in mind that these reads are fluid, and I like to use my cards in a very unique fashion. There's a timeline read I like to come up with that I worked with my guides on over the years. The timeline read in general, I use what's called cornerstones. I use cornerstones in the corners here, and then I use a conduit, which is the center line coming down. And then I have the center or the heart chakra read. So the center line of the read, what tells us basically where we're at, and then you'll see the core of the actual reading. Will there'll be one card at the dead center of the read. The timeline read I like to use a double tarot deck. It's a manufacturer, and there you'll see one card in here that is a black version of the card. It's just a black two of cups, which is the communication card. The reason this actually is in there is because years ago I had to switch it out, and it actually cracked. I've never had a card do this ever before or since, but it cracked. You can see it's actually. So I can show you here a little bit. You can see how it folds in half. It's so weird. So I was actually shuffling one day, and that card just snapped. It was so bizarre. So I had a third version of this deck, and it's a black. I never really cared for this, but I ended up putting it in here. And what I ended up finding when I was doing the reads was this black two of cups started to show me that these were like permanent, long-term communications. Like, hey, you started to talk to someone long term, or you were breaking up communication for a while, or not necessarily permanently, but usually it meant like a long time. Like the communication changed; it was drastically different. I've had this pulled by other people. I actually like people to use my deck. I like to get the energy on here. Some readers don't like that. Some readers get nervous with that, but I really don't mind it. So one thing I started to do over the years is I started to use my cards in different reads. But what I like to do here is I'll kick off. I'll do a general read for you. Keep in mind this is for entertainment purposes. We're just doing this for fun. I tend to find my reads personally are accurate. I like to pull information out, and I'll read as though you are a person, Cancer. I'm going to read it as though you are a collective. You are sitting here in front of me, and I'm going to read for you. So we're going to read it as though I'm going to pull your energy. I like to pull it direct. So in your first cornerstone here, you have what's called a life lesson, but a life lesson in reverse. So either a life lesson is not manifested, not happening, or you're looking at a life lesson in a whole new way. So in this life lesson, something's off or something's changed. So you're feeling that something's different. Um, the Queen of Pentacles for me is a manifestation card, and typically when I have this Queen of Pentacles, one of the things I like to see is I like to see that Queen of Pentacles pop more center to my reads. It's not center, which is okay. We can make that work. But what I'm seeing here is that Queen of Pentacles typically should show up with a more prominent role in our read. But what I would like to see is why that's there. And at the bottom of our deck, you can see we have the two of cups showing back up. So I like to kind of shuffle as I read. It gives my vibration into here, and it helps me focus. So I'll be shuffling as I read. I pre-shuffled the entire deck before we started, but the next card out is the Going Nowhere Fast card. So we have the Queen or King of Pentacles, the manifesting King or Queen, generally happy. Life lessons are on their mind, or past life lessons are on their mind, or whatever the situation is here, Cancer. But going nowhere fast is prominently facing them. Something's up. There could be Aquarian male or female that's affecting their life or going nowhere fast. They're sitting between them. They're going nowhere fast between the situation. This Aquarian male or female has a couple people on their mind. There is a little bit of clouded judgment or clouded situation there. Generally happy, very passionate, fiery, but right now there's something bothering this person. They carry a very large sword, and hopefully we can get the Knight of Swords out here, or even the Page of Swords. But you'll see that this sword generally is a larger sword. It hurts more, it hits more, it's very strong. To the right of this king is choices. There's one choice, but many choices. So this king or queen has many choices for you, Cancer, and that's what we're looking at. This is going to be it's going to be a 3 by 7 read, so it's going to be a very big read. I've been trying to push my reads out. I tend to read for the person, and what I've been kind of finding for the collective is reading a 7 by 3 or 21 card read for our base works. At these choices, this king is not looking, or queen is not looking for passion here. Um, what they're looking for is an opportunity to grow, to manifest. This page in the cornerstone for you is this golden opportunity to plant a pentacle, to grow your chance into something amazing, big. So there's definitely an opportunity that's being presented to you right here. Someone's going to be leaving behind. The 10 is prominent inside here, ingrained. I would have to say the 10 is something that's always going to be prominent to you, Cancer, because you have this ingrained in your situation. This could be ingrained to the male, but 10 is there to the male. An offer is being made to you, but this person who's leaving, they typically carry a big stick, but they're walking away because they're on unsafe ground. This situation either happened in the summer or June, something to that effect. But this has grown exponentially, whatever this offer is for you. It's had its pain, passion was there, but what I've noticed is there's been a blockage coming into the center. So this is what I'm going to show you is that this very center card is justice. For you, Cancer, there is justice. So we'll have another row up here for our timeline read, but as we sit here, you can see there's an 11. So we have the Norman numeral 11. So as recently, and what's our date today? We're early December, but as recently as in November, there was justice delved out for you, Cancer. You have gotten your justice. This Aquarian or the Aquarian person or water sign or air sign even has helped delve out justice. This person here has helped support you. You can actually, if you look at these two cards, and let me zoom in for you to kind of give you an idea. But if you look at these two, the Aquarian card, and then you look at justice, there's a lot of similarities between these two people. The justice, which could also mean just us, but it could also mean there's a fact here between November and this Aquarian. Um, this could also, like I said, I strongly feel that this would be an Aquarian, and I really have to say that this person has a very, very stable backbone. Like you don't knock this person down. Whoever this person is, they're strong. They're strong-willed. They have a very powerful background. This other person or this person here, justice is on their side. Is kind of how I'd see it. But if you look at their swords, they're a little different. Like you can see Justice's sword, a little more ornate, elaborate, beautiful, taken care of. This person has blonde hair, more of a feminine crown, but you can see one shoe is poking through, one shoe is poking through. But as we look here, this king is wearing a ring, but even on the wrong finger, perhaps. And this justice is almost leaning on the balance, whatever that would mean. But that's kind of what I'm seeing, and they're between their two pillars. So what I'm telling you is these people are very similar in a lot of ways. So even though it seems like it's going to be going nowhere fast or something doesn't seem correct because we have the going nowhere fast card, the choices, the blocking, something's coming up here where there is a connection between these two people. So either the female or male, there's a connection here where this, I would have to say it's a water sign, air sign. This could also be an Aquarian, but this typically is this person's reaching out saying, hey, I'm giving you an offer. This is my chance. But you have another queen or king here where you're starting to get a crowded situation. But this person wants happiness in their conduit, Cancer. This is the decision that has to be made. This is the current state of what's happening. There's an offer. There's a little bit of pain. Someone's blocking. It's fair. What's happening is 100% fair. But there's a little bit of that I sometimes call this the bitchy card. If this is the person who has to be a little bit bitchy and they're at odds with somebody who could be Scorpio, they could be a really evil person, but they're getting their life lesson. The life lesson's in alignment with them. They may actually have some kind of connection. The sun is flipped upside down. That the sun is up. So what I have for them, the sun is not rising for them. They're facing a couple tower moments on their end. Something's happening. But we'll find out more for you because in your conduit, this death card is either riding in or riding out. But typically I'd say they're riding in on your situation and you're trying to find your way to be protected. Either this death card is coming in to make an offer or they're coming in to see what's being offered. That could be. But you're being very well guarded. You have, this is an Aquarian card again, just so you know, but you have the Aquarian card and then you have the Sun card. So when you have these two cards, what ends up happening is then you have the, wow, you have the Lovers card following up as well. So what we have is the Death card and then you have the Lovers following up in here. So we have the Sun, the Lovers, and the Star card. So we have some major arcana protecting against the death card. So the death card is trying to come in, but is essentially getting blocked because there's a potential of love or hidden love blocking the situation, or this death card or this death knight wants to offer love but can't. I would have to say that there's an emperor in your midst. Um, I would have to say that this death knight is aware of this emperor or person of great power in your position. This emperor is actually offering you something, but they're breadcrumbing. There's a breadcrumbing that's happening because there's an offer to them. Typically, each major arcana card, the Emperor being the most powerful King of Kings, has something and they're offering to you. They are very well aware of what's happening. There is a love offer, there is a love situation here. We're going to connect these cards up to find out more. But this Emperor is very well aware of what's happening. They sit strong. They're the Death Knight has no power and they have nothing to offer. They're riding into a situation where they're currently, I would say they are unprotected because this page and your cornerstone is about to make some kind of opportunity grow. The opportunity is going to grow out of your pain, your protection, your blocking, and you're not really making it known. You're just showing a poker face at this moment. You're showing, hey, don't make a motion. I will I will take action. Essentially, think of it like a scorpion. We want to like will one word will hurt, venom. There is like an offer of love or this failure of offer of love that's going in either from you or this other person. But there definitely is passion tied into this offer, and you're very well aware of it. This queen is this divine connection or divine pair is there. You're looking at seeing how this would play out in the long term. There's a lot of people in your read here, Cancer. So I'm seeing that you're making a lot of movement or you're talking to a lot of different people in a different way. So like you have this offer of love and the divine offer is here, but you're trying to see where it's going to play out. You're not quite accepting whatever this is, or you're playing coy with this offer, and you're hurt by some kind of offer that you're being given. Um, so let's play. Oh, dropping some cards. Let's play some more here. Let's take a look at what we got. I'm kind of curious to see what this death card represents because there it is. There's the justice. So justice is protecting you in your conduit. So what's about to happen is I would have to say death is or something's trying to change in your world and you're being protected from it. Or the death knight is trying to come into your world, but you're being protected by it. By a lot of different things, by somebody or something that's happy, an Aquarian, but this love is protected. It has to be protected because this knight is offering you love. This abundant cup is a powerful cup. I'm a very big fan of the cups. Cups and pentacles to me are great. Wands versus a cup. Those two things. When I was offered those two things, if I were given those options, I would pick the cup. The cup I could put it in a stream, drink from it. I could use it as a weapon if I needed to. Think about it. Put a string to it, swing it as a weapon. The cup itself is a very powerful weapon. Heat up the cup, you can make a meal. The cup is a very abundant piece of um, jewelry. It's one of those things that if it's ornate, it has gems on it, it's worth more. The wand, even though you could take it and maybe grow it into more, at its current state, it's tough. But there's a past life with the knight that makes it more interesting. So what we're having is two different females, two different males that are approaching this current emperor, and they're approaching this current emperor in different ways. I have to tell you, Cancer, you have to be careful because this emperor is very lovable, or this empress is very lovable. There's a sneakiness to this emperor, and you have to be very careful with this because this emperor has something where the breadcrumbing could lead into something brand new. And that's where you and your intuition plays a very big part. And you are not a fool for this. You know this. You're smart. You have happiness guiding you. So, this offer that you're getting, you're sitting there holding off, waiting for something because you know that this is something bigger. You don't necessarily need the opportunity of marriage, but you need to have the opportunity of the chance to be married at one point in the future. When you look at this, you want to have this availability of growing your life. You want to be able to say, hey, I may be a page now, but can I get to become a queen someday? Can I be a mother? Can I be a father? Can I be a grandfather? Can I be a grandmother? Can I grow into this other queen? Can I trade my pentacle in and become a queen of love? Can I be the loving person that I need to be? How can I get to that next stage? How can I evolve from where I am? How can I raise my vibration up? It's not about having the most, it's about having the best version of yourself available to others. And that's where you're sitting and you're looking in. And wherever this Aquarian comes in your life, this Aquarian is helping you reflect or self reflect on where you come in. And that's what happens here because what happens for us most of the time, and let me show you here with the Hermit card. Most of the time when we look at the Hermit, it's one of those things, even as far back as say September, we look at this and the Hermit's one of those cards. It's not blue or gray or green. It's this really awkward greenish color. When I see the Hermit card, the Hermit's not looking at the lantern. The Hermit's looking down, looking away, carrying a golden wand. The only golden wand that's available in our deck of tarot. But that hermit is carrying some piece of knowledge and about to make a decision. The hermit is aware of something. The hermit knows, and if the hermit is deeply in self reflection, the hermit has some kind of power or an availability to kind of learn from their past mistakes. They're protected, they're guided, they can almost clone or mask themselves from pain, and they have the availability to kind of go with the flow. And that's what I like about the hermit, and especially when we have the hermit on top of the already self-reflecting Aquarian, there's a choice here that this Aquarian is looking at, Cancer, that I'm trying to find out for you. But this Aquarian or water sign or air sign that you have some kind of connection with is there's definitely put something on ice for a while, and it feels like you've been shut down and you're trying to kind of dig it open. You want to see where the celebration is going to begin, how it's going to start off for you. You're just being strong because you know in the future your strength is going to become tenfold. And right now, whatever this life lesson is for this other or this past partner, current partner you're with, you feel as though they're putting you out in the cold, you're being left behind, you don't have the strength that you once did. You feel as though somebody or somebody's ability to zap your power is becoming stronger. And it's not fair to you because what you're trying to do is grow your own strength from within. And you really want to know what's hiding behind the curtain. That's what's happening for you. You want to know what's actually behind that curtain and you want to grow it past the pain, past the hidden, and what you are most used to is lashing out sometimes. Most of the time, shutting down. You might have to go within yourself. You go within that shell. You kind of wait and you wait it out. And that's what you're doing and you're familiar with. As a Cancer, you might kind of just relegate yourself to your own thought patterns and say, let me think about what I need to do here. What's the best action? It comes across maybe as sneaky. Your new start might be sneaky. But the reality is, and I was talking about this, we want to see the Page of Swords and this deep reflection from this other sign, possibly, like I said, the Aquarian. You look at their sword to their sword. See it? So their sword is just a little different. Let me just, sorry, let me bring it over to zoom it in. Might be a lot easier for us. Sorry. All right. So the Aquarian, the sword that they carry is different than their sword. You can see it here. You can see at the hilt. And this page of swords can't even hold their sword correctly. They're either small or dainty. They haven't been trained correctly. And this king can hold it with one hand confidently. And the other thing is, this page of swords looks at the king and says, "Hey, can you show me how you're doing that?" And that's what ends up happening when we do this. We look at others to kind of teach us how to find ourselves. And we represent to the world a certain way. We say, "Hey, look, I'm a beautiful, passionate person." But inside, when we self-reflect, when we shut down, we realize that we're not what we think we are. We need to change that. And what we do is we try to find passion from passion projects. It might be from something we love, a hobby. It might be from sitting with others. It might be just from having coffee with a friend. But those things help us grow. And what we like to do is we like to get those friends together, maybe those nights, and we realize, hey, you don't have to be the best version of yourself all times. Learning from those mistakes, those weaknesses, helps you understand how you can become a better version of yourself. That's where you get to that best next step. How do you find the other half? And the other half of you could just be anybody. It's not finding the best version of yourself, the best version that's going to help you. It's going to be finding that person that's going to make you challenged. Do you bring your pinnacle? Do you bring your chance, your opportunity to someone else? But you want someone that's drastically different than you had in the past. You're getting protected. You're getting very protected. Whatever this chance that you had, somebody's still trying to come in and bother you. Cancer. That's very evident. But what happens is this person stops coming in, and then others are able to come in and offer you chances, new opportunities, exploration. Say, hey, let's do something different. And then this pinnacle then becomes your brand new chance. They're fighting for your attention. They're fighting for your opportunity. And the ending comes in from all this past hurt, pain, heartache. You know what you want. You know what you deserve. You're not hiding it. You want happiness. You want the house. You want the family. You want what you deserve. You want to be able to come home and be missed, if that makes sense. But I highly see this Aquarian in here, and it's very hard for me to it could be part fire sign, but I definitely see a lot of intelligence in here. I see a lot of water, but I see this always for me personally in my own personal reads. Whenever I do this, this is an Aquarian, especially in your corner stone. This here would be an Aquarian, and your center line, the base of that, you have an Aquarian. So I'd have to really beg to differ that you have an Aquarian in your life, and we're being turned upside down in our love life. Whatever's happening in your life, Cancer, because you are that water sign. You're the one who is being churned. You're the one who's like, in my shell, go hide, come back out. But you're trying to change who you are because whoever this person is really making you think at life differently, making you question yourself. They're making you feel like, hey, either you're the one, they're the one. Whatever's happening is different. It's making you look at the world upside down. There's a Queen of Wands in here. This could be a past life relationship. We also have that over here. But we have this Queen of Wands where you and they are past lives. This could be a new best friend, a new partner. You are definitely in alignment. And where you once were not in alignment, now you're in alignment with all three of these people. And you're finding yourself in a really good space. And this is that moon card. I was just talking about this earlier, but the moon card and the death card are very similar. But this death card is aware of this connection. So this death card or this death person, this death knight, this could be a Scorpio. This person is aware of your new life. They can't do anything because they're basically protected. No, you're protected from this. The only thing I haven't seen in here, Cancer, is the divine protection, which we would see the winged one. The well, we see that. But what I was looking for, I was hoping to find was the angel card. But like we'd see judgment, we'd see temperance, but we don't have that here. But we do see the lovers, we see the star, we see the sun card protecting you, which is also these are like more like 3D protections. This is stuff in this world that protect you. Like, hey, I don't have any money. Hold on, I got an extra $50. Don't worry about it. I got this money. Or someone needs money. You're like, don't worry about it. I got the extra money. Let me help you. You need a place to stay. I got this. You are finding it where it appears to be sneaky, but the reality is the love that and the power that you're finding is real. Because you're finding the lover's card here, and you're finding it in a situation where other people find heartbreak. Other people look at heartbreak, you look at love. Other people look at loss, you look at gain. So I'm going to show you here, like I was just talking about. Let me just zoom in for you and show you what I'm talking about. So we have, right, watch this. So we have the death card, which is in your conduit, but you'll see here, if you look, you'll see the tower, and then you'll see the sun. And if you look here on the moon card, you'll see the tower, moon, and it's setting between the two, rising between the two. The sun card, which is actually prominently on your other read here, just flip back quick, you'll see the sun card is here and it's rising. The sun's coming up and the sun card's coming up. So what's happening for you is this knight is stuck. The knight is actually he's stuck. There's nothing he can do. The knight's actually really stuck. So I think what's going to happen for you and for I'm sorry for the Death Knight is going to just have to grow from this situation and learn from this situation and move on. This is this the knight the Death Knight has nothing to offer you. Justice is being served. Um, I'm going to pull a final read card here because I'm kind of curious to see what we get here because you have the Emperor traveling along. I would say almost shadowing you. What I don't see is the Empress in here, which is interesting, but I do see the Emperor a couple times. So this could be a very powerful male figure or a strong feminine figure. Let's take a look at the outcome for you and what do we got here? What's our final card? Page of Wands. Okay. So our Page of Wands is telling us, hey, we're looking at, keep your eye on your goals and courage, excitement. You have to be a free spirit. What is it you're looking for? Balancing priorities, settling energy, past lives. That's what this is. That's what I get from this. When you see when you see the three pyramids, it's past lives. We try to connect to what that is, how they got there, who built them. You know what I'm saying? We try to figure that out. And as a Page of Wands, we're just messengers. We're messengers of life. We're souls on a journey. And what we're trying to do is figure this out. We're duality. We're one part of another half. Where's our other half? How do we know that? Because we get signs from it all the time. We see numbers. We see those synchronicities. Serendipitous, chance opportunity. We have this happen to us constantly, and people can't explain it to us. Science tries to explain how do we have this happen. I can pull cards all day. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, the odds of me pulling these two cards on top of each other, on two different tarot decks, it's astronomically, out of alignment. So what I'm going to just tell you is like these things happen all the time, but it's making us understand where this all comes from. So what I'd like to understand is like Cancer, you're in a place of choice, you're in a place of happiness. What are you going to decide? Letting go of the past, growing onto the future, bringing yourself into the next stage of your development, understanding where you come from, or trying to go back to what you were. Because what I see here is you're making a decision. You're making a very big decision. You're happy with what you see, but you're afraid of that final decision because it looks a little scary or almost sneaky. I wouldn't worry about it though. From what my perspective is, this life lesson that you're afraid of is about love. It's about learning something, about growing your energy. And I think you're in a good place. You're in a very good place, and I would expect you to kind of grow from there and grow up a little bit more, even from what you expect to grow from. Don't look at life as an ending. Look at it as a new opportunity. That's what I would do. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this read. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to get into this some more. Let me know what you think. If I can change anything, update anything. Always looking for some feedback. Be safe.